So this is Carlisle Castle. So this is the opening hours for the castle. There is a fee to go inside it, but we will be able to go through the drawbridge bit there, I think. Okay. So I did do a little walk around tour here a while ago, and these here are actually old cells that they used to keep the army prisoners in, and maybe after they'd had one too many and got into a fight, they used to be put in here, and I'm aware that there was things like torture and things like that went on in the past as well. Yeah, night walking.
I'm just intrigued by history. Yeah.
I think it is here, I think that's where it starts. So we've got Bits Park to the right over there. There's a lovely little house there that we'd love to investigate, it's empty. So this literally, as it goes up, it gets higher, and it's about this thick the whole way around, but it gets higher and it goes round the side of the castle right round the corner. In AD 72, a large Roman fort built of turf and timber was established on the site of the later castle. It later provided support for garrisons on Hadrian's Wall and acted as a staging post for troops invading Scotland. An abbey was founded there in the 12th century. The abbey was founded there in the 7th century, possibly by kings of Northumbria. Let's see, right over this park here, right. It's a good place to come and watch fireworks when they do them. I'm just waiting till I feel energy and then we'll stop. And we'll do a bit of calling out. Okay, feeling energy. Let's keep walking a minute and see if it stops. Oh, it's getting stronger. Okay, I think around here would be a good place to do a bit of calling out, because that energy is definitely getting stronger. It's male energy that I'm picking up on. Oh, it's a man, not a child.
Flames.
Hello sir, I'm very aware that you're here.
I got that before. Did you?
Hello, I'm very aware of a gentleman here. I think he might have been a soldier. He's been made more aware of him now. This is an older gentleman. I would say this gentleman's maybe in his 40s, his 50s. He's got a tash, a long dark tash. I'm not sure he's a soldier now. Okay. Hello, we're aware you're here. We've placed some objects for you to communicate with us. So, we mentioned about the large Roman fort, but the first actual castle here was built over part of the first Roman fort by William Rufus after he defeated the local warlord Dolphin in 1092. The first castle may have been a ringwork, a simple enclosure of earth and timber, using the natural slope to the north with a deep ditch cut as a defence to the south. Henry I, who reigned from 1100 to 1135, visited Carlisle in 1122 and ordered that it be fortified with a castle and towers. This may represent the origin of the massive keep, and those works were still in progress in 1130. After Henry I's death in 1135, Carlisle was retaken by David I, the King of Scotland. David I is said to have built a very strong keep here. He may have been completing work begun by Henry I, which leaves the dating of Carlisle's keep an open question. Henry II of England, who reigned from 1154 to 1189, visited Carlisle in 1186 and made additions that possibly represent the earliest stage of the palace complex in the inner ward. In the early 13th century, King John, who reigned from 1199 to 1216, may have been responsible for rebuilding the outer curtain wall and the inner ward wall in stone. Tell us your name, please.
Right.
I'm gonna...
Right.
Should have gone down the steps. Oh, your foot looks soaking. Yeah.
There is a messy side to it then.
What, to Paranormal Investigator? Yeah, definitely. We go back millions in time. Carlisle's position on the border between England and Scotland made it a vital stronghold and border defence, and also vulnerable to crisis in Anglo-Scots relations. In 1296, Edward made Carlisle his headquarters for 3 months in the early stages of his war against the Scots. The inner ward, which probably housed a great hall and chamber, was enhanced to accommodate the court. In 1308, a residential tower, later known as Queen Mary's Tower, was added to provide more fine accommodation. The keep, or the Great Tower, is the largest and most impressive part of the castle. Together with the gatehouse, it is the earliest surviving part of the castle, although its interior has been changed over the centuries, and the roof of the keep was lowered in the 16th century. The Scots besieged the town and castle 7 times between 1173 and 1461. One of the most determined sieges was that in 1315 by Robert the Bruce, King of Scotland, following his victory over the English at the Battle of Bannockburn the previous year. The Scots failed to take the castle, however.
I'm not smiling.
I haven't put the rest of that bit on there for some reason. Oh, that's it, I think. The Scots failed to take the castle, however. Okay, 15th and 16th centuries. Carlisle played an important part in the turbulent history of the 15th and 16th centuries when the rule of law broke down virtually the whole border region. On both sides, clan and family groups formed into armed bands of reivers who regularly robbed and pillaged their neighbours. In an attempt to manage the problem, the English border region was divided into 3 marches, and Lord Wardens were appointed as the Crown's chief representatives. When Mary, Queen of Scots, who died in 1587, fled from her rebellious subjects to England in May 1567, she was housed for some weeks in what was known as the Warden's Tower in the south-east corner of the inner ward. This was the last time the castle was used as a royal residence. After the Royalist defeat at the Battle of Naseby in June 1645, there seemed no more hope of relief, and on the 25th of June, the city surrendered. The castle then endured its 10th and final siege, battered by the artillery of the Duke's army, and was taken on 30th of December 1745. Several soldiers of the Jacobite garrison were imprisoned in the castle, and 31 were executed in public. So there have been executions here as well. Last page. From garrison to monument, after 1746 the castle sank into a state of solemnity and neglect. In the later 18th century, French prisoners of war were held there. Minor repairs were carried out to the defences, including the drawbridge in 1783. From the 1820s, the government's fear of revolution led to the maintenance of garrisons in several provincial towns, and Carlisle Castle became an important army barracks. The first building to go up in the outer wards was a Royal block, followed by a Gallipoli block in 1829, initially built as a single-storey canteen and enlarged in 1876. This next bit I find really interesting. A hospital was constructed in 1832, described as the worst army hospital in Britain. This is now an armament block. The army continued to extend and develop the castle buildings well into the 20th century. The magazine and military store were built in the inner wards, and Alma and Burma blocks and the headquarters of the Border Regiment in the outer wards. These years of active military use saw many important historic figures destroyed or altered beyond recognition. The original chamber block was turned into the building housing until 2014. The military museum and Queen Mary's Tower was demolished in 1835. In 1959, the regimental depot moved out of the castle, though most of the outer ward buildings remained in military occupation, as it still does today. The army barracks and everything are all behind there, as we showed you at the start of the live.